Welcome back to the first episode of Fut-Afrique for the year 2025. And we've been enjoying the show so far, just thinking about all the competitions to look forward to this year. Brian, the under-20 competition is coming up. Wow, what is going on here? What can you tell us about the under-20 Nations Cup?
The nice thing about this one here is almost a similar system with the
to the
under-17 setup.
Interesting.
You know, it also is a build-up to a FIFA World Cup. This time the World Cup will be hosted by Chile. So you want to find...
Not Morocco.
No. But I mean, the tournament is coming up this year. So we're going to see who's going to host and how it's going to go about. Yes. But I mean, if you talk about the qualifying criteria, you know, each zone is bringing two teams to the tournament.
That's right.
You know, once again, as we saw in under-17, Morocco and Egypt have qualified for this one as well.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones representing the UNAF part of the continent, you know. They're the tournament between the 14th and the 26th of November. There was only one group with 5 countries. Okay. So the 1-2 eventually qualifying for it. And then the Western Zone Western Zone A, which is WAFU A, was hosted by Liberia. In that one, also 2 nations qualifying. Those were the nations that managed to get to the semifinals. This one is different from the UNAF one because there are 2 groups, one with 4, one with 3. Because Mauritania pulled out. There's supposed to be 2 groups of 4 each, but Mauritania pulled out right at the end. So eventually it was 3 in Group B and Group A had 4. So at the end of it, the teams that won the semifinals qualified automatically for the AFCON. But it was won by Senegal, winning by 2 goals to 0. So Senegal, do you remember, dominating the space of the youth tournament. Yes. Then you had the WAFU B, the zone of WAFU B. Their tournament was played between the 17th and 30th of October last year. And it was hosted by Togo. And the 2 countries that qualified from there, finally, Ghana and Nigeria.
Ghana and Nigeria.
Qualified for under-20. So they are the ones who are going to be playing.
I know that country. They share a border, but they share more than just a border. It's just a common...
The Jollof, eh? There's also the Jollof, eh?
Yes, the Jollof, but the common disdain for each other's football. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe in 2025 they'll
but
be
also,
able to
you know what also what I find interesting is that they always cancel each other out in these qualifiers. But good news, they're separated and they found themselves playing in the final to eventually qualify for the tournament proper. And then you have the Central Zone,
yes,
where you have, it was hosted by Congo, and the 2 nations that came from there, it is the 2 Congos. DR Congo defeated Congo Brazzaville in the final for them to both book their place in the tournament proper. And Tanzania hosted the CAF region one, the Eastern Zone. Okay. And in that one there, Tanzania and Kenya have qualified. And that is good news for me to see Tanzania and Kenya qualifying. Because remember, these are 2 of the 3 nations who are going to be hosting the CHAN tournament. And also, 2 of the 3 nations are going to be hosting the AFCON tournament in 2027 as well. So I'm loving what I'm seeing happening.
So you're telling me that when all this is done, the top 4 sides are going to qualify for the Under-20 World Cup in Chile.
Yeah, so eventually we're going to get, the Mozambique hosted the COSAFA region one.
Yes.
From that one there, we have South Africa, the champions, and Zambia, both going to the tournament. So what's going to happen, we're going to have 3 groups of 4 each. From those groups, you're going to therefore have teams advancing to the quarters. Then those reach the semifinals will qualify for the World Cup in Chile.
So I wanted to talk about the effects this is going to have on the senior sides.
Yeah.
Right? The under-17 and the under-20 tournaments.
Yeah.
Right? The ripple effect on the senior sides, basically.
There's been a plenty. There's a player that everybody talks about in South Africa, also Napolis. Product of under-17, under-20, and all the way to the senior side. Tebo Mokoena, product of all of that. Ronan Williams, a product of all of them. If you go to Angola, Ari Papel, another player to talk about.
Yes.
Mabululu, product to talk about. You talk about Luvumbu, Zito Luvumbu, Zini, all product of that tournament. They've gone through all those phases.
So I know Spain do this quite a lot, right? If a player stands out in the under-17 tournament, automatically he might not play in the starting 11 of the senior side, but he's in that fold, he's on the bench. Is this good for the development of a young player to be thrust into the senior side almost immediately after shining at these competitions?
It is very important because, you can never buy experience. The amount of experience and wealth of experience when I get at that level is second to none. Nobody can give you that. I mean, in South Africa, when you talk about the story of the players that grow and get into that level very early, Fut-Afrique got into the Bafana Fold as a 17-year-old, So these are the players that managed to grow with the team and become better players going forward. Those players are the ones that are seen shining all over the world. You're talking about Yamal. Yamal is a 17-year-old who's doing wonders all over the world. Wow. Wayne Rooney was unbelievable at the senior national team of England. As a young player, he got in there. Samuel Eto'o is an icon in African football. He got there as a young man in his teens when he started playing for Cameroon and scoring out goals. That is why he's still sitting in the record goal scorer at the AFCON tournament, because of investing in talent. Lamine Camara, he's been part of the team now from the World Cup team they played. Imagine what's going to happen in 4 years' time with that young lad.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned Lamine Yamal, and if I'm not mistaken, he's of Moroccan descent.
Let's not go there. Because that's an entire show.
Yes, let's not go there. But I'm just excited to see young African players that are not going to be playing for Spain or France. They're going to be playing for African teams and showing us the talent they've got. I'm just hoping we see like a diamond that the world is going to be talking about in these tournaments.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, guess what we're going to do? We're going to catch up with Auntie Diski for the first time in the year 2025. I'm sure you want to know what she's been up to. Stay tuned.